my own, I won't back down. I guess I'm too raw, too rough, too plain, but I'm spitting my heart, not chasing some game. No corporate leash, no puppet on strings. I'm free in my words, hear the truth that I bring. No big shall shine, no glitter, no fakes. Minimal effort, just me and my taste. I'm speaking the truth, let the whole world know. Small town streamer, but that's how I roll. Do my words hit hard, give the system the chills. Minimal effort, no budget, no frills. I'm carving my path, let the fire erupt. Small town dreamer with a voice that's enough. Got a webcam flicker and a beat in my chest. Bass takes in my veins, spilling facts is my quest. I'm breaking the mold, no mainstream appeal. Just a kid with a dream and a heart made of steel. I sift through the data, the left and the right. No bias, no agenda, just seeking the light. They laugh at my setup, my low-res stream, but my words cut deeper than the corporate screen. I guess I'm too raw, too rough, too plain, but I'm spitting my heart, not chasing some game. No corporate leash, no puppet on strings. I'm free in my words, hear the truth that I bring. No big channel shine, no glitter, no fakes. Minimal effort, just me and my taste. I'm speaking the truth, let the whole world know. Small time streamer, but that's how I roll. Do my words hit hard, give the system the chills. Minimal effort, no budget, no frills. I'm carving my path, let the fire erupt. Small time dreamer with a voice that's enough. I'm the spark in the dark, the glitch in the code. Carving my lane on this uncharted road. Million subs, no viral fame, but I'm owning the truth and I'm changing the game. I'll scream till my lungs give out, till the signal's dead. Every word that I speak is the blood that I bled. No big channel shine, no glitter, no fakes. Minimal effort, just me and my takes. I'm speaking the truth, let the whole world know. Small town streamer, but that's how I roll. Do my words hit hard, give the system the chills. Minimal effort, no budget, no frills. I'm carving my path, let the fire erupt. Small town dreamer with a voice that's enough.
Yo, you got to give me a second. I actually just got caught off guard here. Hopefully, though, hopefully the microphone's the correct microphone setting here. Yes, Patriot, I'm actually hoping to, in the near future, maybe just get my stream going a tiny bit earlier, maybe like half an hour sooner in the future, because I can, and if it helps you guys not have to be like up all freaking night just to show up, that is something that I'm going to try to consider. I can't find a funny way to phrase this, and I'm terrified about how I could put this for YouTube to actually like not censor me and shit. Say Jihadi John, but that probably wouldn't be acceptable either. Hey DB, do you find something humorous about the way I say biggest dickus? When asked the name for my order as fast food joints, I just tell them DB. When they ask to clarify, I say like douchebag, dumb bastard, or dick beater. Yes, but that's what is it, President Dick Beater? You're like the chief dick beater around here. Hey Luigi, I was trying to put out a poll. I have no idea what to do, guys. I actually had scheduled the stream through Streamlabs, and I thought, based on the fact that I'm doing everything through Streamlabs, that when I hit go live, it would actually go live and not have any problems. But it did the thing where it started a second stream as if I had set it up through YouTube. So I don't know what the hell I'm doing wrong. I have never in my life actually managed to make a stream properly scheduled through Streamlabs, which is why I never try to. So that's something I'll have to figure out in the future. Also, I am trying to figure out a game to stream on Friday night. So Halloween, I don't know if we're trick-or-treating. I don't think the kids are probably going to do that this year. We might take them to like corn maze or like haunted mansion, haunted wood type thing. And then I wanted to come home and stream. I'm trying to figure out a costume, and that's what I'm working on a poll right now. But then I also need help deciding like what game I should play, because I don't want to play like a really crappy game. I've done it the last couple of years, played like indie games that are terrible AI crap, but I want something like legitimately kind of creepy that doesn't have to be multiplayer. So you guys can feel free to like throw some suggestions out there. I'm completely open to most anything. Let me see. I'm just gonna say Osama bin Laden and risk it. I don't even know how to spell Osama bin Laden. Is it with an I or an E? The hell? Let me see here. Osama, yo mama. Osama. Oh, it's with an E. Okay. All right, fair enough. There we go. Silent Hill F. I don't know. Like I've heard mixed feelings, mixed reviews on that game. And I've never been a big Silent Hill guy, but maybe that's an option. Not sure what else comes to mind that's kind of creepy. Yeah, I don't know. It's gonna be tough to figure out, especially given like I don't want to just play. I don't want to do like Dead by Daylight or some crap like that. It's not something that I really want to do. I just want something that's a legitimately good game that I can play for a couple hours. I mean, I might just do like Choo Choo Charles like Nightmare Mode again. That game is really fun, and that game's 3 years old now. I think it's been a long time since I played it, so I don't know. But yeah, I told the wife I wanted to dress up as like a as like a Muslim terrorist or something for Halloween because I got the beard. I'm like, hey, why not? I could be like a jihadi. Uh, and I'm only like half kidding. The other thought I had was I could do the whole like pondering my orb meme. I could do like just a hooded cloak with like an orb I carry around or something. Fear 1. Ever dipped into the Fatal Frame games? Fear Dying Light. I mean, I haven't tried any of those. I think I downloaded one of those games a long time ago. But like most everything in life, I actually didn't get around to playing it. No, this is an interesting one though here. This game, we'll go ahead and get started covering some of this non-essential news, but pretty funny stuff before we really get into the meat of the stream here. Let me go ahead and switch screens. Hang on. I need to just kill off that stinger transition after all these dollars that I paid for this crap. It's like I don't even like having the stingers half the time. Fear 1 though, that's one. Let me take a look at that. Hang on. I'm still inclined to think that maybe let me see. There's Fear and Hunger, Fear and Hunger 2. Fears to Fathom. Why is it not finding Fear? Hang on. I'm assuming it's on Steam, right? Nothing matches your what? Amnesia. I do have a couple of the Amnesia games I think that I've never tried. Alien Isolation, also a game that I downloaded, never played. That'd be a good one. You let go of the stream of the meat. Oh, good God. There are some good games on sale on Steam right now. I'm not going to lie. There's a couple that are actually looking pretty interesting that were already on my wish list. So I don't know. You know, Little Nightmares 2 is only $10. And I really like the first one. Like, I'm not even kidding. I really enjoyed the first Little Nightmares game. So I'm tempted to maybe pick up the second one. Warner Brothers Games, same recently named. Oh, Warner Brothers Games Sale and Fear was on there. Okay. All right. I'm probably not spelling Fear correctly. I have to put the little period between it. Hang on. F-E. There we go. Yeah, no, it says in library, so apparently I own it. So I have Fear. I have much fear. Eternal Darkness, Sanity's Requiem. Ooh, that could be a good one. 2 is worth it if you like the first one. Oh, I didn't play any of them. Susano, I actually haven't played any of them. So A lot of these are games that I either already own or that I downloaded at one point thinking I was going to play them, stream them, whatever, and never got around to it. So you guys are throwing a lot of titles out there that I've actually heard of. I just haven't actually gotten around to it. I have Amnesia. I have Amnesia. I have a couple of the Amnesia games through Epic I think I got for free even. So I wouldn't even have to purchase it. Here's a fun one, though. You guys got to tell me if you've played this. I know that Quagamus, I think it's Quagmire, Quagamus, whatever his Steam name is, from Discord. I know he has played this one, I'm pretty sure. And a lot of people have also. So if you guys haven't heard about this game, this is pretty interesting. Um, Escape from Duckov. Apparently it's like a Tarkov parody. That is a great one for Jump Factor. Yeah, Escape from Duckov is a PvE and D survival RPG. No, but the funny thing about it is people are saying that the game is actually like really, really good, like really deep. There's actually a lot to it. Until Dawn. Until Dawn, the original or the remake? Because actually I covered the remake a long time ago. Dude, is the funniest thing. Every time like it's been a year or two since I've covered something and I've kind of moved on with my life and forgotten about it. And I'll randomly like be scrolling through Twitter and somebody will share one of my thumbnails and be like bitching about, oh, these grifters. It's like, I forgot I even made that video. Like, come on. Days Gone. That is one that I've considered picking up about 1,000 times. Until Dawn is a decent one for the first time around. Yeah, maybe Little Nightmares 2. Duck Off is great. Played about 2 hours of it one day. Enjoyed every second. Days Gone isn't bad. Not fond of mutant zombies. But aside from that, it's really a great game. That's cool. wait. 71% to fuck? Really? Nobody's digging the Allahu Akbar for Halloween? Come on, if I don't do that, I'm going to have to come up with something else where I utilize the beard, okay? I mean, I've got like an old hooded cloak from Halloween out in the garage. I could just toss that on and just be like a wizard or some stupid shit, but... Yeah, Days Gone is one of those ones I never played because it was on PlayStation. And then after it came to PC, I just never thought about it. So Steam's hottest new game hits 300,000 concurrent players, and it's not Battlefield 6. Or no, we're saying dress up as the Muslim Muhammad to fuck. Oh my god. Oh yeah, there you go. Why not Little Nightmares 3? Do it all in one go. Nah, man, I'm not gonna stay up and stream for like 10 or 12 straight hours. No way. Not to mention, I don't know. Go Kratos. Couple problems with that. As thin as my hair is, I'm not bald. I would have to shave my head bald. I could do that. Oh my god. Oh my god, that'd be great. Dude, hang on. Geek, you might have given me a good idea. Although, no, I'm way too skinny. I'm way too out of shape. Like, haven't been at the gym in 2 months now. There's just no way. Couldn't do it. Anyways, says over the years, it's become increasingly hard to judge what's going to hit Steam, what's going to hit on Steam. There are big breakouts for sure, but very few games manage to muster 1 million in sales. Escape from Duckov not only accomplished that milestone, but it's also gone on to chart over 300,000 concurrent players. Again, guys, talking about, like we talked on the stream on Friday, about Circana and sales data and how they track sales data and all this kind of stuff and how certain publishers and companies aren't forthcoming with their information. They just released this game a couple weeks ago and it's already hit 1 million sales and they're already talking about the sales numbers. Like, these studios are always going to be willing to be transparent when it's a positive thing, if they can spin it positively. Gandalf, I could do Gandalf. Make him Rainbow Goes Gatos. Oh, hey now, I could actually do that. No way. But you make me LOL? Yeah. No, I would have to straight up like shave the head down to skin. I've never done that. I've cut my hair down to like the shortest I've ever had it was like down to nothing, but I never shaved it with a razor. Gandalf the Gay, maybe I could do that. After just a few weeks, Escape from Duckov reached over 300,000 concurrent players and sold 1 million copies in total. You play as a little duck who's trying to survive with access to an arsenal, a premise that probably sold at least tens of thousands of people on the concept alone. I mean, I don't know, the concept would be kind of cute and gimmicky, I guess. But people are saying that the gameplay is actually like truly legitimately awesome. Yeah, so it actually reached a new player concurrent peak yesterday, and it's already trending back up right now. As we get closer to Halloween, closer to the weekend, it probably could hit over 350,000, I guess. I don't know. Carry on. Oh, yeah. Gandalf, you shall not pass. Let me see if I could find like a gray or a white cloak at some point. I played Tokyo Ghostwire. Gonna be honest, I stopped after about 4 or 5 hours because I got kind of bored. I just couldn't get into Tokyo Ghostwire. Like, I streamed it. This is years ago when it first came out. I think I streamed it twice, 2 nights back to back. And yeah, I've got like 4 or 5 hours into it. I don't know. You tell me indie beat AAA Big Boom. Yeah, exactly. Ninja Gaiden 4, that is on Game Pass, and I still have Game Pass for now until it expires. Dude, Lugia, the only thing about that Ninja Gaiden 4 that I'm not a big fan of, as I've seen from people playing through it, there is legit yellow paint sprayed all over that game. Like, oh, if you're going to jump, you have to make sure you look for the yellow paint there, look for the yellow paint there, grab the yellow paint here. It's like, okay, I can understand making things non-hidden, like make it a little more obvious for people. But that game went overboard with the freaking yellow paint. It's insane. Ghostwire is pretty straightforward. Interesting if you're keen on yokai, but if you don't dig it, it won't hit home. I mean, that's the thing is I like a lot of like Japanese mythological stuff and cultural stuff. I just, for some weird reason, the game itself wasn't resonating for me. I just wasn't finding. It wasn't capturing me. I still think we can convince him to shave his head and go full Kratos. You're just looking for a good laugh, okay? That's what you're looking for, Geek. You just want to mock my my sad, pitiful appearance. Yeah. Yeah, I love gamers sometimes too, Adam. It is funny. It is funny to see, I'm not gonna lie. Now, I wanted to play a little clip of the game because I'm thinking, I'm genuinely considering whether this game is worth picking up or not. I haven't decided yet, though. We'll see. Silent Hill 2 OG or remake, and there you go. We're done. I hate yellow paint. Not an idiot. Thank you, game. Yeah, that's how I feel about it. So, and here's the thing. There are games that are poorly laid out, that are not user-friendly, that even if they are like, well, you can figure it out. You're smart. You're a gamer, right? Are not done in a way that let's just say it defies logic the way sometimes how maps are laid out. Sure. But at some point, you got to realize you can't handhold somebody through in a game if you're expecting them to, rise up to a challenge at all. It's worth it. Do Kratos far better than Gandalf. I can actually see the look. Paint your head blue like the Airbender. Why don't I just shave my head bald and paint the entire thing blue? Head to toe. Whole thing. Could just do that. Okay, so the thing about this game that I'm curious about, because it just feels like a gimmick, right? But I genuinely, like, I've played Escape from Tarkov. I'm terrible at it. I haven't played it in probably 2 years. But I really like the experience. I really enjoy, like, the suspense and the atmosphere of the game. This obviously doesn't have any players, so it's not PvP. So you take that element, set it aside. I don't know. Like, I feel like this game couldn't possibly capture the same level of excitement, but people are saying it's, like, really, really good. The gimmick is wacky, the gameplay's on point. I don't know, I'm kind of intrigued, not gonna lie. If you want to go way back, Murdered Soul Suspect, Soul Suspect is super fire. Might be able to finish in about 8 hours or less. Not sure if you want something that's only 1 to 2 hours. No, if it's something that's good, I could finish it even after Halloween. Even stream it like the next week too. As they've had to do like part 1, part 2. So when I did last year, I think I did my side around Halloween. Now, it wasn't the game I streamed on Halloween. I streamed some god-awful indie game that was a piece of shit that I uninstalled after like the first attempt at playing it. But, my side was a fun, suspenseful, thriller, horror type game. And I streamed that across like multiple, like 3 streams. There's no better scary game than Eternal Darkness, though its graphics are dated. I saw somebody sharing a video on Twitter. Somebody like this dad that was really excited to boot back up GoldenEye, and it's like, yeah, graphics don't always age well. I love the Server Slam and pre-ordered Arc Raiders. Can't wait for Thursday. It's my type of game. So, dude, geek. Okay, so I played the Server Slam for about an hour. Okay, about an hour, and I loved it. I thought it was awesome. If I'm going to be straightforward, I would buy Arc Raiders tomorrow if I thought that I had time. I would have time to play it consistently, right? Ooh, Evil Within, 1 or 2. Those could be good ones also. The thing about Arc Raiders for me, and I know this isn't a big issue for a lot of people, and like, okay, so I love Elden Ring, despite the fact that they did the stupid body type A, body type B crap, right? That apparently is just a thing that isn't going to go away. And sometimes it's an indicator that the game is going to have issues, and sometimes it's not. Arc Raiders, when I was doing the character creation, which I hate, I spend like 0 time in character creators. I make my characters buff, I make the guys tall, I give them mohawks, tattoos, and that's about it. I might pick eye color. The character creator for Arc Raiders pissed me off because not only was it, body type A, body type B, which were very similar. Like the male and female bodies were very close. But then they also, the heads were not gendered. So you could literally stick a female head on a male body. I picked body type A. I picked the male body. And my character had a female voice because apparently the head that I picked was female. I don't really know what to make of that. Oh, the audio design's awesome. The gameplay was great. Also gives them a huge bulge. No. Well, maybe on my other Steam account, the one that I don't share publicly. No, dude, honestly, I spend about 5 minutes in a character creation screen. That's about it. But for me, that's just something that straight up pisses me off. So I'm like, okay, what if I choose body type A and you guys don't want to call it male, but we all know that the body type A is male. That's fine. Okay, fine, whatever. But I want to choose a male head to go on my male body. You picked an old guy face and bald. That's it. No, dude, literally, I thought I picked a man's face because the characters are a lot of them are very androgynous looking. That, and I remember after the whole Charlie Kirk thing, there was apparently somebody at Arc Raiders developer that had said something. They put it on that list and then it got taken off the list. I don't know if that was because somebody changed their comments or got fired. I don't know why it was on the Charlie Kirk detected list one day and then gone the next. I don't know. But at the end of the day, it's like, as good as the gameplay was, that bothers me. Like, it just seems stupid, you know? If you want a male head to go on a man's body, go with an envelope. What? Oh my god. I don't want to try to figure that one out. Anyways, let's just finish this. But yes, Arc Raiders, very good gameplay. Very good. Now, I do find it funny that this is a Chinese studio basically ripping off a Russian game. They have a whopping 4 games that they've actually released. Last one that they released that they made any money on, because their Snake Force, I guess, is free, was... Okay, so nobody said it was Haram, so technically we're still good. Hey, Truth. Hey, Moxie Raid. Hey, Moxie. I forgot you stream on Mondays. I've been so out of the loop. Pulse Mannequin, welcome in, buddy. And how are you doing, B-Man? No, apparently they've only made a couple of games, and the last one only had a peak concurrent player base of 1,631, and this one's got 301,000, so pretty impressive, all things considered. I play a ton of horror games, but I can't take it seriously, so I don't know what people find scary. Dude, I will find just about anything scary. So ironic that Moxie is here because a lot of times she'll have Leon on her streams. And Leon over at Words of Paradise, he was streaming earlier today. And on his panel, they were talking about like ranking horror soundtracks and songs from horror films and stuff because we're getting that time of year. And everyone was like sharing their scary horror experiences and just talking about things in life that have basically like been weird interactions with things that could have been a ghost or a spirit or a demon or something creeped me out. Right? I'm at work by myself and I'm like getting the chills and shit, you know? Why Osama? Because I have this. Because what else am I going to do with this beard? People have been saying Gandalf. To be fair, I find. Man, you gotta be nicer to Leon. Leon's fine. He's fine. He's a nice guy. Oddly, you find racing games scary. I mean, if that causes anxiety, maybe. I could see that. But yeah, Team Soda, who made Escape from Duckov, is a video game developer headquartered in China. So I don't know if this is like truly an indie studio. I couldn't find much information about it. Triggers your PTSD. There you go. Exactly. But yeah, apparently that's a thing. Now here's another one. If racing games are too stressful, Susano, here's a good one. The indie game Stone Simulator has released a free multiplayer update on Steam. Players can now join up to 4-person lobbies to experience the core mechanic of becoming a stationary stone and observing environmental changes over simulated time. Hey, Rabnat, I feel like I just saw you recently. So check this out. This should be very soothing. Very soothing indeed. Let me see here. Hopefully it's not too loud. It is a rock after all. Oh no, I'm blocking the rock. Nothing's indie in China. Hey, Tekla. I'm so confused. What does this have to do with being a rock? Ooh, there's a spaceship. And glowing wolves, apparently. Oh my god, a character from Duck Dynasty. Oh my god. Yeah, so there you go, Stone Simulator. Oh man, the other day we were watching something and dude pulled out a vape. Oh yeah. What's his face? The Colin Moriarty. And you said you respect him less. Leon chucks clouds during his stream and you say he's fine. He gets a pass, man. Leon is the only vapor. I think Moxie might vape. I can't remember if she does or not. I've only seen her maybe do it a couple times. I don't even know if she does or doesn't. There's a few vapors who I will give a pass to. In general, I think it's a very I don't know the word for it. I'm just gonna refrain from using any slurs or derogatory terms. But in general, I find it to be very off-putting. I like a lot of Chinese cultivation anime. Okay, well, there you go. Rock is life, rock is all hail rock. I mean, I like Swedish rock. I'm not sure what that would look like in a stone simulator. Go trick-or-treating in Manhattan? Oh my god, no. No. I don't even know if my kids want to go trick-or-treating at all, to be honest. Here's a fun one. I don't know if you guys saw this. Ex-PlayStation boss Sean Layden says live service games aren't games. He is not wrong. Ironic that right after that he made these statements, or right after he actually was, I think the last game he released was Helldivers 2, and I don't think he addresses that in this article. But I think Helldivers 2 at least is a little different from your average live service game like Call of Duty and Battlefield, if we're being fair about it. Nice game to just chill with friends. No, begin a rock. Well, dude, like what? 4 people just sit around as stones watching the environment change around them? That's like some sort of like tree hugger's wet dream or something, I guess. I don't know. Take them out tricking it more and treating less? Maybe. Maybe I need to make them work harder. Like, okay, so my younger son, he helped my wife today clean up around the house. Now that we're officially, oh yeah, guys, so big news. Not that it's really that big of a deal, but I said it on Discord. I dropped off the keys to my old apartment this morning, and so we are officially done, as done as we could ever be, living in 2 places. So everything is here now. All of our crap, good, bad, or otherwise, is here. So that's a pretty exciting thing. So we still have totes in the garage we have to empty, sort out, decide if we're keeping stuff or not. But my younger son is always super helpful. He was helping my wife clean up around the house. They went out in the yard. We had a massive windstorm a couple days ago, and they were picking up tree branches that had fallen down and stuff. My daughter helped out a bit. My oldest son, he's like, well, I mopped. He's like, I got the Swiffer out and mopped the hallway. That's about all that he did. I'm like, all right, well, baby steps. But yes, my children need to work a little bit harder. They need to put a little more elbow grease into things in life. Do I get a pass as a Robocock puffer because I vape as well? Robocock puff. Is that what we call that now? Robocock puffer? I mean, I could start calling it that. Not gonna lie, that kind of slaps. Might as well be watching paint dry. I don't know without playing if that's a bad idea or not. I'm gonna say, I don't know. But I do like the idea that people are actually starting to call out the fact that live service is basically just a way to make, money transactions and not really give people a fulfilling gaming experience. I do think that that's very fitting. Also related to live service slop, you got Bungie's Marathon casting a Red Dead Redemption 2 actor, Roger Clark. So apparently that's a thing. Marathon's not dead yet because they're still casting voice actors. That's kind of interesting. Battlefield 6 is it going to have a battle royale? Because of course it will. And that comes out tomorrow. So hey, maybe if the game doesn't suck, we'll try that for Halloween instead. Maybe that'll be scary enough, right? Might be like Mountain. No, honestly, I don't know. I don't know if I will even try the Battlefield 6 Battle Royale. Guys, I'm kind of Battle Royaled out, All right, Patriot, have a good night, buddy. Weird game, very old at that, yeah. What else do we have in the news? Apparently, Ghost of Yotei is the fastest selling game on the PlayStation Store. No shock there, PlayStation doesn't have any games. This is the first Twitch bot I've had in a while. Feminine Gag S-Man Rat. Well, I don't even want to try to pronounce that on stream. Holy crap. That's crazy. But yes, apparently Ghost of Yotei is the fastest selling game on the PlayStation Store. Of course, guys getting completely buried in the comments. It's pretty hilarious. But you also got Reforge Gaming, another PlayStation fanboy over here. After 63 hours, I rolled credits on Ghost of Yotei, my personal game of the year. Now look, it's okay if you like it. It's okay if you like a game. It's okay if you didn't care about the controversy with the voice actress, if you didn't care about the studio and the one developer that got fired for her comments about Charlie Kirk. If you just wanted to buy the game and play the game and enjoy the game, that's your own personal choice. But I do find it funny that these clowns are coming out saying that this game is 10 times better than Ghost of Tsushima. It's everything that the first game was, and it's the current game of the year. When we have had some absolute bangers this year that are easily, without even playing Ghost of Yotei, that they're 10 times better than Ghost of Yotei. He must be gay. I mean, why do I know that name? Because people like Cult Classic Cage, Fratanga, a lot of people spend their days shitting on Reforge Gaming. Because he is like, is he a PlayStation shill or an Xbox shill? I can't remember which one it is. He's either Team Xbox or Team PlayStation. And I don't care because I'm neither. I am neither. Okay, I don't care. I do wish PlayStation players had more games so they could talk about PlayStation games rather than Xbox. Well, we're going to get into that because a lot of our stream tonight is going to be about Halo. Because apparently Halo is the only thing we all talk about now, given that, ironically, that nobody has been talking about Halo for like the last 5 years. To be honest, if someone pays me enough or tickles my giblets enough, might say a game's great too. Hey, no shame, man. I get it. I get it. I respect it. I understand it. Ironically, Delibrium, friend of the channel here, says, let's see Ghost of Yotei's sales on Amazon Plus worldwide, how they're holding up. And ironic, a lot of places are already discounting the game. And I think it was Jay Viper who pointed out that on the Google Trends, nobody is talking about this game anymore. Like, seriously, according to Google Trends, the game has flatlined. It had peaked and it has just completely fallen off a cliff as far as the actual amount of people discussing this game online. Which is, if you were talking about like players playing a single player game, that always has a massive drop off after people beat the game. That's normal. But as far as actual trends go, people talking about games, there are lots of single player games like Expedition 33 that I know everyone's sick of hearing about, but they're sick of hearing about it because people won't shut up about it. See how this works? People love a game, they talk about it, even if it's single player. Let me see. I will tell you this, the used game shop in Akiba has buckets of these for sale cheap. Ghost of Yotei? Seriously, wow, that's crazy. Aren't friends supposed to be things that last a while, not like a day or two? Mythic Ryan is another paid PlayStation Shield. I didn't know that. See, these are all accounts that I'm coming across for the first time. Where was that one? This one here? We had Reforge. Is this Mythic Ryan? Well, this is another one that's OAOX. I don't know who that is. But we're going to get to Synth Potato in a second when we start talking about Outer Worlds 2. Let's see what else we got. Oh, this is a fun one. Yeah, it's still talked about nonstop. Exactly. Following the same path as Last of Us 2. And Susano, exactly. How can a game that we don't really know the amount of excitement, hype, sales numbers, or anything else on be considered Game of the Year when it's on a single platform? And I understand there are Nintendo games that have probably won Game of the Year before. I can't think of any off the top of my head. It might have been a little while. I can't recall. But the fact of the matter is, games like that, Ghost of Yotei, they would love for it to be Game of the Year. But in this situation, this year, there's just not a chance in hell. It's not happening. You'll take a pick next time? All right, Joe. Yeah, let me know. I've seen stuff on clearance, in stores before. Like when I went to Five Below, I saw freaking Star Wars toys for like $5 or less. Like crazy shit. Things that you would never imagine. Pirate Nation has this really weird one. Albanian Prime Minister Edi Rama announced that his AI minister Dila is pregnant and will give birth to 83 AI children to assist socialist MPs in Albania's legislature. I don't even know what to think about that. Hey, Oblivion. Don't mean offense to anyone. The game isn't pretty, in my opinion. Oh, you're talking about Yotei? I mean, dude, honestly, look, I remember hearing all the hype about Tsushima, and then I bought it on PC, and I thought, okay, that's a pretty interesting story, good opening, very cinematic. You're riding through, the fields, and it's pretty, and you've got the flowers and the trees and the grass, and it's very cinematic and all that. But after the first 3 hours or so of playing the game, I just kind of lost interest. What does it mean? I have no idea. Tekla. They will call it Game of the Year just for the virtue signal. Should it be Game of the Year? Hell's nah. Help with what legislation? I don't know. I don't know how 83 AI children are from this AI woman, I guess you would call it, are going to help anything. But it's a thing. Now we're going to talk about Outer Worlds 2. Average view count in Ghost of Yotei is around 40,000 on YouTube. Most of them are around the 2 to 3 digits mark. That's crazy. Oh, you were lurking, Oblivion? Okay, that's good to know. Hey, sorry again, guys, for anybody who's just getting here. If you saw me schedule a stream and went to that stream and then the stream completely, crapped out, I'm having a hell of a time. Because I've given up on trying. And then today I was like, I'm going to figure this out. I tried scheduling the stream through Streamlabs, and I don't know what happened. It was all set to go. I hit go live, and shit didn't happen. So, that being said, I'm glad you guys are all here now. Watched the first 2 hours of a friend playing and was like, yeah, nope, looked boring as hell. I mean, to each their own. I play plenty of games that somebody else would probably find boring, and that's okay. I mean, not every game is designed for every person. There are people who find crafting survival games to be absolutely like mind-numbing, and I freaking love crafting survival games. So to each their own. All right, so this is pretty shitty. We talked, I put in the title Outer Worlds 2 Bombs, right? And to be fair, the game I don't believe is out of the the early access part of it. Yeah, it launches on October 29th for consoles and PC. However, there are definite warning signs for this game, and I think the fact that it's on Game Pass day one is going to be another problem for the game too. But this is pretty shitty. The Outer Worlds 2, and this is from GameSpot, Premium Edition Flaw thinks it's funny that you spent $100. Oh, survival craft games? DB, I don't even want to know how you're going to spin that one. Oh, you're judging off the first one, to be clear? Yeah, I mean, Susano, the thing is, it's got good combat. I don't want to crap on Ghost of Tsushima. It just, for some weird reason, for me, it just wasn't captivating me. It wasn't drawing me in. So, I'll probably go back and try it again later on. I have too many other games to finish at this point to really worry about jumping back into that game. So it says Obsidian Entertainment has buffs and debuffs ready for all the ways you could play or skip parts of its space RPG. Obsidian's Entertainment's space RPG The Outer Worlds 2 launches on the 29th for consoles and PC, but if you shelled out $100 for the premium edition, you're probably playing the game right now. I would hope so. Yeah, Tagla, exactly. Sounds like the devs are on the consumer side. I don't know, Snafu. We'll see in a minute. You guys can give me your opinion. I think this... It's kind of like... It feels like Redditor humor gone bad. So if you shelled out $100, you might be playing it right now. You also probably got an in-game message mocking you for your consumerist habits, with the game citing a, quote, flaw in you. As spotted by Games Radar, Redditor Disenchanter took to the game's subreddit to share a hilarious pop-up they got. For buying the premium edition, Disenchanter revealed that they have a consumerism flaw, as the game dragged them for spending so much money. The Earth Directorate found a flaw in you, consumerism, the screenshot Disenchanter shared reads. You're the reason our marketing works, promotions and sales have riddled your brain, and you're more interested in buying the next big thing than financial planning. Flaws are effects in the Outer Worlds that either provide buffs like increasing attack damage or are detrimental, such as reducing energy recharge rate. The consumerism flaw has a permanent positive and negative effect. It decreases vendor prices by 15%, while decreasing your item's sale value to vendors by 10%. Why don't this give away the game for free, effing commies? Yeah, exactly. Devs don't set prices unless they're publishing it themselves. Right. So there is that conversation to be had, but can't a developer, like we've seen this with Pitchford, right? Over at Borderlands 4 when they released that game. He wanted to be like, well, we didn't set the price. Do developers not get to negotiate with the publisher what price they set the game at? Is that not a thing? Because I would assume that that's a thing developers can do, is to negotiate a price with the publisher. For global release, nah, dude, I love games with no de novo. Devil Nuvo, that's a good way to put it. Another UE5 game runs fine, plus still no dual wield. More of the same woke slop. To be clear, this would have been decided by Xbox Game Studios as they're the publisher. Yeah, sounds about right, Snafu, right? So they don't. So the developer can't even try to, let's say, wheel and deal with the publisher at all. I just find it funny that they're actually shaming people. They can, but that restricts their budget. Okay, fair enough. Yeah, Take-Two owns Gearbox. Right. It gets really complicated. It used to be a lot simpler when you were just some kid buying video games and you thought, I bought a Nintendo game. Oh, that's cool. There's another name on the intro. I don't even think about it. Like, oh, Konami? I don't even care what Konami makes. I'm playing a Nintendo game. You don't argue with your boss? Yeah, fair enough. So you're being paid based on the work that gets contracted, and a budget gets set based on that normally. Don't know why you wouldn't just self... Well, here's what I don't understand. With everything being digital, that does kind of open up the question, why not just self-publish? Like, if a publisher is in charge of distribution, right? That's what you have a publisher for, is the distribution of your game. I don't know if a publisher is also the one that handles the advertising too instead of the developer. So let's say distribution and advertising. Wouldn't you just, at that point, just publish it yourself? It's very hard to sell your games. I mean, I don't think that anyone's disagreeing with that. I'm just, the fact of the matter is, what does in a digital-only market, what is a publisher doing that a developer can't do themselves, I guess is the question. Couldn't the developer just pay a couple people, to publish their game? I don't know. 75 plus 1,000 games added to Steam alone. Yeah, but to be fair, most of those aren't AAA games. And a lot of those don't have more than like $20 in the budget because it's some dude working at his computer desk by himself, basically using a computer made out of popsicle sticks. Marketing's basically free nowadays. If you know how to do it right, if you have the virality of, social media and stuff, sure. If you're using things properly, like if you have somebody running your Instagram, TikTok, Facebook, YouTube, and all your everything that counts. Especially the small publishers versus yourself. And I'm not saying that this would work for everybody. Don't get me wrong. I'm not saying that every publisher is worthless. I'm just saying it doesn't seem to make as much sense to me in a digital only space or a 90% digital space why you'd still pay a publisher for distribution when distribution is happening through a Steam or, Epic storefront. Basically, record companies. A lot of markets require a publisher, someone with credibility that markets that item. Okay, but what if you're a studio like a developer that has credibility? What if you have your studio that's been around forever? Pocket Pair is an extreme outlier. Oh, I know Pocket Pair is definitely not the norm. There's nobody who would argue that's kind of a fluke. What happened with Pal World was just like one in a million kind of thing. It's kind of like what happened with the drug simulator game. What was it? Schedule One. Especially to be a one man independent game. Also costs double or more to market the game. Right, but I think what is worth talking about is traditional marketing even necessary anymore? Because now you do have streamers and stuff playing the game, and you do have the virality of the internet and social media and trends and algorithms and stuff. So if you give away your game for free or people send you goods according to how much they enjoyed your work, you won't have a headache of having to sell it. Just be a communist. I mean, that might work for somebody else. Wouldn't go so well for me. All right, so there's another unrelated flaw that Redditors have found. Let's say you're the impatient gamer, the one that skips the dialogue and cutscenes to get to the action. If that's you, then like Redditor... Why are they all Redditors? Hefty Paramedic 1934 discovered you could receive the foot-in-mouth syndrome flaw, which increases the experience you earn by 15%, but chooses all your dialogue for you. Answer is it depends. Fair enough. You've been racing through conversations and seem to hate the idea of having to talk with others. The pop-up reads, your choice in conversations are now randomly picked for you after a few seconds, but you gain a bonus to all experience earned. Spotted by Kotaku, might as well be into Redditors. Redditor Chunky... Are all Redditors fat? Chunky Jalapeno Hefty Paramedic? Like, what the hell's going on over on Reddit? Uncovered yet another flaw in the game, easily distracted, which appears to trigger when you spend your skill points across the skill tree. It gives you one additional skill point per level, but forces you to allocate them to the skills you haven't already invested in. Your skills are erratic to say the least, but a jack of all trades is oftentimes better than a master of one. You can raise more skills faster, though it'll be harder to ever maximize any particular one. I don't think that's anything worth mentioning. That seems normal. Seems the Obsidian Entertainment has buffs and debuffs ready for all the ways you could play or try to skip parts of its space RPG. Be careful what you do. Outer Worlds 2 launches on the 29th. We gave it an 8 out of 10, with critic Steve Watts saying it feels like the series coming into its own, carried by flexible combat options and great role-playing progression. I thought this was fake, but oh my god, this is actually real. We'll get to this in a second. But you already got the shills coming out. Hey, Empress, you got the shills coming out saying, first impressions, The Outer Worlds 2, New Vegas inspirations all over this one. I'm going to give you the TLDR because this son of a bitch is very long-winded. He says it's not mind-blowing, but it's a definite improvement over the Outer Worlds 1, and especially Avowed. So he's comparing it to Avowed, saying it's way better than Avowed. Thank you to Obsidian for providing a code for me to check it out. Full review incoming when I finish it. The funny thing is this is the same guy that's been having like a pissing match with Asmongold because Asmongold called him out for getting into culture war shit. And this guy's like, I don't get involved in culture war stuff, when 90% of his posts are passive-aggressive jabs at culture war stuff. So again, the guy's a complete lying SOB. I guess, though, with Outer Worlds 2, you're going to have below 40 frames per second on a 4090 for people who care about that stuff. Again, that's pretty shitty, especially for a 4090. And then, where was this? Oh, yeah. So, the Outer Worlds pre-release is currently doing worse than Avowed's. So, I can't remember who it was that brought up that I say that it is a bust or it bombed or whatever. This right here is why. At peak of pre-release, you had almost 11,000 players, down to 7,600. I will refresh the live numbers. We'll take a look at those. So we are, day 1 of pre-release as of right now, with 4,800 players roughly playing it at the moment. So we'll have to wait and see if this all-time peak yesterday actually gains any numbers or if it just goes down from here. Look at the diverse teammates. Yeah, we're gonna bring those up in a second. I have a post that's actually pretty funny. Sorry guys, I kind of skimmed over some of the posts about the publishing thing. Well, look at Star Wars Outlaws' biggest marketing campaign in Ubisoft history flop. I think it's good. If the game is good or great, people are going to find it. Word of mouth still rules, and digital needs to be like minus $10, not more. Yeah, no, digital needs to be less.
I like to be.
Yo, NS with the 5 gifted. Holy crap, dude.
I like to be liked. I enjoy being liked.
Hey, you got Moxie. That's awesome. Good to see it. NS, thank you, my dude. Hope you are doing well. I know you've probably been really busy with life and shit, dude. But hope you are doing good, buddy. All right, so what else we got here? You got Real Life Fake Wizard saying, boohoo, Microsoft is the capitalism is bad simulator tanking. Capitalism is bad, published by the richest company in the world. Everyone involved deserves the biggest L. Now, again, we don't know the exact numbers. We don't know for sure. We don't know exactly how this is going to pan out. But it's, again, when you look at trends and you spend your time chasing trends and following trends, trends tend to pan out one way or the other, very similarly with other games that have trended the same direction. So, unfortunately, for people who are probably, possibly, maybe, potentially excited for this game, I don't know. I don't see it being something that's going to blow the doors off anything. But yes, Endymion having again a rare W here saying, the Outer Worlds 2 main cast kind of tells me everything I need to know, thanks. And again, this isn't as simple as, oh no, black people bad. You know, people try to reduce everything to that where it's like, I see brown people and therefore the game's woke and bad. It's just like, how many times have we seen this exact group of characters in games over and over and over? 1, 2, 3, easily identifiable as something remotely female. This one here in the middle, I'm not sure if it's a black man or a butch black woman. Robotic arm, Arab-looking dude back here. Yeah, this is your standard modern gaming slop. And again, somebody can fact check me here. I don't know if these are your main teammates in the game. I don't know. I know nothing about Outer Worlds other than the general premise, so I don't know if these guys are actually your, quote unquote teammates for the game. But it looks more like modern audience garbage. Hey, Serranos, I think Outer Worlds will be lucky to hit 1 million sales at this rate, probably. Let's see here. If you're working for, say, Bethesda, you wouldn't have a reason to be self-publishing, nor would you have time to be doing side work unless you're a contractor, but that gets very complicated. Sure, exactly. Considering the fact that I'm thinking of getting a 9070 XT build, this game will not be on my library. Yeah, I've got a 9060 XT, man, and it's running anything I need it to pretty, decently or whatever. Is the Arab guy dog shocker? Oh my god. Maybe. That could be... Nah, he's better looking than Hassan. Let's give him credit. He's got nicer hair than Hassan. It's not just the faces, the outfits suck ass. Agreed. The outfits are terrible. They're really terrible. I see brown people. What is that? The Sixth Sense? Oh my god. Why is it always the same shit over? It's not about a black person or a brown person or a woman. It's just the same shit. Like, okay, this woman's probably, based on facial structure, if this is a woman, probably could be the prettiest out of this one here is hideous looking. This one here looks like, she's going to be annoying as hell. And then you got this one. This one here is like, oh my, what's my camera doing? Why is my camera blinking? My camera's blinking, everybody. I've never seen it do this before. Wait, I think we're back. It's green now. Give it a second. The light says green, but the camera not doing nothing. Oh my god. What's going on with my camera? Camera is stuck big time, but let me do this. I'm gonna turn my camera off for a second so you don't just keep staring at my weird expression there. Microsoft are in the shit list due to W11 and them trashing all the perfectly usable PCs since they don't meet the standards. Yeah, no, dude, this whole situation with Windows 11, it's crazy. Let me look at the video preview and see if that fixes. Okay, hang on. So I see that. That's something. But that's not happening there. All right. Oh, hang on. I think we're back. We're back. Yeah, dude, that's weird. I've never seen my camera do that. Like, ever. There's a little light on it that was just, like, blinking blue for a second. I'm like, I don't know. I don't know what it's doing. Mentioned Arab, dude, and now your camera starts blinking. Run, Forrest, run. Oh my God. Yeah, exactly.
Oh my God! Okay, it's happening. Everybody stay calm. What's the procedure, everyone? What's the procedure? Stay calm.
And this is why I don't wear a pager. Not just because they're outdated, but yeah, exactly. What is Outer Lands? Haven't been keeping up on gaming news. So Dor, Outer Worlds. The Outer Worlds was a game, and this is the sequel to that game that was a game. But it's a game. It's like an anti-consumerism, anti-capitalism RPG space game, I guess. I don't know. Parvati was what the girls would say a beautiful mid, which I feel is an accurate description, and she was by far the best character in that game. Which game we're talking about? I gotta scroll back up here. Kind of hated the whole idea behind the Outer Worlds 1 in terms of character design. They took that and made it even worse. Okay. I think these, like the Fallout games, they're not really meant to be pretty, in my opinion. Okay, but what? But this person here is probably a effeminate black man who is art. And again, why are the guys prettier than the women? Again, there's something wrong here. You want to consume? Oh no, truth, I know. I've got that tweet brought up. And Demion, to his credit, had a couple of W's today on Twitter, which is rare. All right, let's move along. Let's talk about Halo. Halo games will be on PlayStation going forward, says Microsoft, and nobody is surprised or shocked by this. Okay. No, I didn't play the first Outer Worlds. There's a lot of games I haven't played, Serranos. There's a lot of games. I reside as a fake gamer. I say this all the time. And it's not that I don't actually play video games, it's that I have limited time. So I play the games that I really enjoy. Like, if you go on my Steam profile, I have played Insurgency Sandstorm, which is just a FPS PvP PvE game. I think I've played it for like 340 hours. Starship Troopers is over 100 hours now. And it's like, I just enjoy the games that I like, you know? Valheim I put 300 hours into, but I haven't touched Valheim in a long time. Outer Worlds 1 was garbage. This one is even worse. It's 100% activist dev self-inserts. Yeah, nobody is shocked to hear Halo games will be on PlayStation except Kaya. Exactly. Damn it, man. That poor dog. So I was joking. This was entirely a joke. This was entirely a joke. Can we all understand that? This doesn't get taken out of context, but my dog, since we moved into the house here, my back door is two glass doors that, they lock, they slot, close together. You can lock them, deadbolt them and stuff. But my dog will just sit at the back door, little 10-pound dog that I have, and just kind of oof and bark at things out the back window. Like, he'll see the leaves move, or like a deer or a raccoon or something in the backyard, and he'll start barking at it. And so it gets kind of annoying. So I asked the wife before she went in the other room, I'm like, hey, do you want me to just put him in here? Just put his little dog bed in here, and I'll shock him if he moves, if he gets up, And I'm like, it just came out of my mouth. I'm like, that sounds terrible to say. If somebody else heard it like out of context, they'd probably be like, that's awful. It's like, no, you got to understand. You got to know the context. Let me say the size wasn't my real issue. Well, DB Wilds never said that. Is Halo being upgraded for PC as well as PS5? Halo still has ass graphics. So Door, it's a remake. They are doing a Halo remake. And if anybody wasn't here on the last stream on Friday, I think it was Friday we streamed. The original Halo CE remake is going to have only campaign, no multiplayer. It is just the campaign, but it's going to have co-op for up to 4 people. The co-op for 4 people is going to be cross-plat. You can still do local split screen with 2 people, but they are rebuilding the game from the ground up. It's going to have 3 missions with Master Chief that start before the game, so like prequel missions. And then you're also going to have the updated graphics, updated weapons. They're going to add the swords and different weapons in the first game. They're going to add sprinting, so you're going to have sprinting in the first game. And you're also going to have things like you can jack the enemies, vehicles and stuff. So they're just making the first game essentially a revised. It's not the first game anymore. Let's just be honest. It is not the first game anymore. Star Wars crossover? No. Trump into the console war. Damn, that means if the game of the year is Halo's dead, same as Xbox. As somebody who grew up with Nintendos and Xboxes and got involved in the console war before I really understood why, and then I stopped once I had a PC. Drinker's dog doesn't really move around as their ex-racing greyhounds. Well, my dog moves around. I would never try to keep him in one place, though. So here's the difference, okay? This is a funny one I saw from Uncle Doomer here on Twitter. Someone says, okay, let me put this into terms that some of you can understand, because there's a lot of controversy about the updated graphics, and there's a lot of fanboys, I think... No, that's not it right there. I found a tweet. These people were all pissed off going, oh, you guys can't possibly expect us to believe that you think the first game looks better than the remake and blah, 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 right? So this guy's like, all right, here you go. So you got the original Halo, original graphics. You got everything, the old school, old style that it was, and they compare that to like Sydney Sweeney here, right? Then you got the remake, where it's all shiny and there's textures and there's water movement and all this other stuff. And of course you've got the ray tracing and stuff. And that's basically Sabrina Carpenter. Gonna step away from Jihadi John. Just wait till Friday, man. Just wait till Friday, okay? Post of the month from Doomer here. Dude, it was awesome. I'm like, yes, this is totally it. This is exactly, I think, how I feel about it. All right, NS, thanks again for the 5 gifted, dude. You have a good night, buddy. Or good day, I should say, over there across the pond. I only see Halo Remake being advertised on PS5, not PC, which is lame because trailer looked amazing. The trailer looked good. Here's the thing. The game might be good. The remake might be good. It might be enjoyable. It might look nice, and it might play well. But it's not... It's just not Halo. Sabrina Carpenter is easily more attractive without the stripper makeup. Sabrina Carpenter, I've said this before, and I've explained it to my wife, and she 100% agrees. Sydney Sweeney is attractive to men because you don't feel as a man that you're being put down for thinking she's attractive, right? It's pretty simple. Sabrina Carpenter, it's, oh, I'm going to sexualize myself, but then I'm going to shame you for ever thinking that I'm attractive. And, oh, look, aren't I so sexy and slutty? And isn't this so funny? Haha, but don't you dare sexualize me. And it's like, first off, I don't think Sabrina Carpenter's that attractive. But, yeah, it's the whole... It's just basically, it's like, don't slut shame me, but I'm going to shame you if you think I'm attractive, even though I'm acting, slutty. Sabrina's a babe. Okay. She'd be fine. She'd be decent looking if she just would stop with the makeup. If makeup makes you less attractive, you messed up. Yeah. Yeah. I think that, and for me, it's what's off-putting about Sabrina Carpenter, 90% of it's just her personality. Her gimmick. The gimmick, it's so freaking fake and disingenuous. So it is what it is. But again, I thought it was a pretty funny comparison. So, yeah, to each their own. Again, I'm not married to either one of them, so it doesn't matter. This is just my opinions as a heterosexual male, Sabrina Carpenter, in my mind, represents why so many guys are single these days. I mean, maybe if that's the best way to describe it. That whole where guys are just choosing to be single instead of dating or marrying people that are just going to be like antagonistic towards them or, cheat on them or just whatever. I think that just... it's just far off. I mean, I don't know. Everyone's going to have different opinion, different interpretation. I don't even know who Carpenter is. She's a singer. She's a singer. That's it, on an OLED at 4K, that remake will... It'll look really nice. Hey, kitty cat wants in. Tuck. Come on, kitty kitty. Come on. The door's over here. Yeah, that's the last. This is the door. Come here. Come on. We're now in. You're going to want out about 5 minutes. Hey, kitty kitty. What you doing? That is the one thing I miss about streaming back at the apartment, was the animals could just randomly walk up to me because I didn't have the door closed. Now it's like he's only in here probably because he's trying to get his sister to chase him around the house. What are you doing? Yeah, he's going to be one out in about 5 seconds. As a musician, I'm generally not into musicians me thing. Kind of feel the same way about actors. I mean, I'm just talking about general attractive qualities about a person, whether it's their physical appearance or their personality, the way they act, the way they conduct themselves. I don't know. So, all right, we're going to talk with the new Xbox. Microsoft's ambitious new Xbox. And we're going to get back to Halo in a minute because that is the funniest thing ever. It has your entire console library, full powers of Windows PC gaming, and no multiplayer paywall. However, it's going to be upwards of $1,000 or more as they're reporting right now. So essentially the new Xbox is going to be a gaming PC. So for all the people who are like, no, a console's simpler and it's cheaper and I don't have to upgrade parts and yada, yada, yada. Well, guess what? You're just going to be getting a gaming PC and a console shell, essentially, is what you're going to be getting these days. What, kitty? Come here. Hey. Come here. You want to get up on the desk like old times? Come on, hop up here. It says there's no doubt the gaming industry is changing in multiple ways, with both PC and console manufacturers investing in portable gaming experiences via handheld devices, and consoles utilizing technology like NVIDIA and AMD's upscaling in DLSS and FSR, respectively. Seeing rumors of Sony making a new native handheld to step up from the Remote Play PlayStation Portal. The PlayStation Portal thing is so stupid, and I'm not saying that as an Xbot or a Nintendo fan or whatever, but the fact that you're going to have a PlayStation handheld, but you have to be near your PlayStation to make it work is asinine. And the recent ROG Xbox Ally handhelds from Microsoft. The strongest variant, which is point of contention, has a price tag set at $999, which is insane. And of course, with the Xbox in prices increasing due to, of course, Game Pass subscription and tariffs, yada, 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 yada. So you just buy PC, what the F is... Yeah, no, there's no point. There's no point other than being Team Xbox or Team PlayStation at this point. All right. Don't ask to come back in. You are now out. I'm closing the door. Okay, we're just gonna leave it cracked for right now. Because cats do what cats do. The minute I close it, he's gonna be scratching to get back in. $1,000, I got a hardly used 3090 i7, 14700K PC, 96 gigabytes of RAM. That's a pretty good one. That's not bad. I've got 64 gigs. But my computer costs more than $1,000 to put together and all that. Team Gamer just saying, yeah, again, you don't need to be Team Xbox, Team PlayStation, whatever. But this is where it gets pretty crazy. Apparently, new info on the next-gen Xbox, rumored to be $1,000 to $1,500 coming in 2027. Now, again, there's a community note on this, so we're going to take a look at that in a second. High-end and expensive, no paywalled multiplayer, will offer a console UI, but is a full Windows device, will offer Steam and access to all Steams. Now, I hate this. As somebody who uses Game Pass, missed opportunity to shock my cat. Yeah, I know. I already made that joke about my dog. As somebody who uses occasionally the Xbox Game Pass app or just the Xbox app on my computer, the fact that it imports by default all of your freaking Steam games to your library, I hate. I like to have my stuff in separate places. I don't like having everything just smashed together. Get to use 7900 XT build for like $1,300. Yeah, I mean, I'm not a big fan of buying computers or computer parts used, but no reason you can't. There's absolutely no reason you can't, especially if you buy like refurbished stuff from somebody reputable. That's totally fine. What does the community note on here say? There's a mention of the price. This post is just speculation for engagement farming. I'm confused. How is that worth mentioning? Windows Central. Isn't that the article I already had up here? Was Windows? No, Tech Radar is what I had. Your entire console library. Okay, so it's just the same. I don't know. Sometimes community notes are just retarded, and the people that use them are also retarded. Oh, speaking of the whole Halo thing, though, guys, here's the thing. Endymion has a couple of good tweets today. I already showed you guys one of them. The Act Man. I want to know you guys. I know a lot of people despise the Act Man. I don't watch his content. All I know is people call him the Act Man because he's kind of soy and has like really shitty takes, right? New Xbox, that's why the Series X consoles all disappeared from stores. I don't know, but the new Xbox isn't going to be out for probably a couple of years at this rate. But yeah, I mean, Costco pulled all their Xbox stuff. They don't even have gift cards for Xbox anymore. I don't know what the real reason behind all that is. If they want to compete with PC, it's going to be very pricey. That's none of this official. Yeah, exactly. I know, Matt Adam. I know. Trust me, I get it. I understand. He gave us the silverback. About to say, yeah, without the Act Man, I mean, we've even had the freaking, pronouns thing. Like, come on. They didn't disappear from stores. No, Costco though, all of them disappeared from Costco. So I just hear me out. Just give me your take on this hot take from the Act Man here.
All right, fellas, I'm about to spit some true knowledge your way, all right, about the CE remake. Sprint in the CE remake, indefensible. Indefensible, it's gotta go, all right? There is no reason to include it other than that Halo Studios or 343. I don't want to start calling them 343 again, but the only reason they're including it is because they're afraid of making a Halo game that doesn't have Sprint, because it's been 18 years since we had a Halo without Sprint. The thing about it is that Sprint fundamentally, like it did with Halo 5, it fundamentally changes how the game is played.
I'm going to be a real asshole and say that all parades are gay, but that's just me.
The original Halo was not created with Sprint in mind. So by introducing it, you are essentially ignoring all of the intentionality and all of the very specific design choices that were made in the original Halo. And if you're not going to respect the original Halo, then you probably shouldn't remake it. That's my hot take for the day. That being said, it's not all negative. I feel like this is a time for feedback. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm giving some feedback. I have my thoughts. That's my hot take. Sprint in the Halo CE remake, indefensible. I will tell all in a future video.
I do apologize to your ears for having to listen to him, but Susano, I am going to push back a little bit. Because you can say that it goes against their business model and all that, and that's fine. But they didn't pull all the gaming consoles out of Costco. They still sell Nintendos and they still sell PlayStation. So if you're saying that it goes against Microsoft's business model, that's one thing. Costco didn't stop selling gaming consoles. So until Nintendo's Switches and PlayStation 5s disappear from Costco, I don't think it was a Costco business model decision. I think if you're talking about maybe a Microsoft thing, that's one thing, but that's obviously Microsoft's decision, not, well, I would assume Microsoft, not Costco. Xbox tried to make the most expensive console of all time and it's failing. People were angry about the PS3 costing $600 at launch. Yeah. Why is he dressed like Dracula? That's like a dressing gown, isn't it? Well, if it goes against Costco's, I don't know why they would still be selling PlayStations and Nintendos, but not Xboxes. You see what I'm saying? I don't think that they would single out one console. I mean, I've been a Costco shopper since my family has spent probably hundreds of thousands of dollars at Costco. I don't say that as a flex. We did a lot of business shopping at Costco over the last 25 years of business, and so I don't know why that one thing would go against their business model. Let me see here. You never played Halo, Geek. Well, okay. Halo 2 and 3, I would say, aged better than Halo 1. I get what Ackman is saying here about Sprint not belonging in the first Halo game, because it fundamentally changes the way the game is played. But to be fair, I don't know how you try to do a full remake of that game nowadays and not make it more exciting and engaging, you know? Okay, here's the tweet I was talking about. Big Rob here saying the Halo community will deadass see these two photos together and still somehow try to convince you that the 2001 version looks better. G-Man Live says, it's not that the remake looks bad, it's just the sheer amount of needless visual details it adds in. The tire treads, the extra bits on the Warthog and Magnum, then all the random rocks in the water and on the shoreline, topped off with chromatic aberration on the HUD. I don't know. I think a good game can look good and, you know, play well too. I just think this is one of those things that we don't need a remake at all. Like, stop remaking the same game. And now the dog's in here. Hey, buddy. Come here. See, I need to get your bed in here so you can actually lay down in here. Let's see. PCs cost the most and are least user-friendly, especially if you use Linux. Well, you'd only use Linux if you're crazy. And I say that as somebody who wishes that I would build a computer and put Linux in it. It's just the sad reality that I am terrified to have to start with an operating system that has nothing built in, you know? People are willing to sacrifice power for simplicity and a cheaper price, and they should have the option. Insane, it's been 20 years and no AI remake of Halo CE. I mean, but again, I'm perfectly fine. Like, my daughter was playing through the CE remaster. Was that what they called? Did they call that one a remaster from 2011 or whatever it was? Where am I and who is this guy? Hey, Vernum. Whose chat have I been seeing you in a lot lately? Is it Words of Paradise or somebody else? I can't remember. You're already using a version of Linux and Windows on the consoles? Right, but I'm talking about if I was building a PC from scratch using Linux. I don't know if I would do that or not. I could, but I don't know if I would. I used a Linux. It's a learning experience. Yeah. Yeah, and I don't know how much more I have to learn in life. I mean, recently we moved into this house, and now I'm like, okay, I'm going to go from my entire adult life not having to do landscaping to buying a lawnmower, pressure washer. I ordered a leaf blower and string trimmer combo. I'm gonna have to, like I said, we had a windstorm and all these branches came down. I have to go around the property now. I got a leaf blow. I have to mow the yard again as soon as it's not raining, which go figure. It's rainy season now, so there's that. Where are you at? You just gonna lay in here? All right, you can lay in here. Let's see. There's so many different things you can harp on this remake for. The changing of buildings from stone, concrete to metal is a huge one for me. It just doesn't make sense. And the way they have these random chunks cut out of the metal with no rhyme or reason. Yeah, there's a lot of weird shit that they've done. Oh yeah, and hi, by the way, Vernum. Basically be dealing with what Steam OS users deal with. Who did I miss in the chat? I feel like there's one that I missed. I wasn't even in a house of anyone who has Xbox. Never played on an Xbox. Damn, Tekla. I mean, I've played on a PlayStation. I've been at someone's house that had a PlayStation. But I've never owned a PlayStation. I've never lived in a house that had a PlayStation. So yeah, exactly. It's crazy how that whole console war mind generation existed, you know? Ways around it, but it depends. Still a simplified Linux. Linux is notorious for being highly customizable, but you're thrown in the deep end. Get ready to watch videos on how to do things with it, right? I mean, I can't even get a stream scheduled through Streamlabs, but I've built 3 computers. There are things that come easily and things that don't. And unfortunately, sometimes with software, that's the part where I kind of have some issues. Oh my God, I almost made like a complete retard mistake the other day. I swapped out my wife's processor and got her massively upgraded, but I didn't update the BIOS first before I installed the processor. And then I'm reading up like, okay, well, how am I going to do this without having to put the processor, the old processor back in? Luckily, the BIOS were updated enough that it loaded the computer, so I was able to then flash the drive, but it's like, holy shit. Like, I made a complete rookie mistake the other day. I only played CE and Reach, and I somehow have a better understanding of Halo's themes. Dude, that's another thing, too. I've seen, I didn't bring up any tweets on it, but a lot of the conversation around this, we're going to get into the whole White House, ICE conversation about Halo and Master Chief, but a lot of people missing the fact that Halo, and I've made this argument before, Halo is like a religious allegory, you know? And people are like, oh, no, it's not. It's blah, blah. It's like, no, it very much is. Like, if you ask anybody who was involved in making it, it was very much a religious allegory. Oh, it's a coincidence I never told anyone, hey, you got an Xbox, I'm not coming then. No, it's true. PlayStation always outsold Xbox, 100%. Oh my God. Back in the day, I had both Sony and Microsoft. I leaned more towards Sony when I was able to afford the current PC I dropped. Dude, DB, the thing about that is, other than a few console exclusives that Xbox had, yeah, PlayStation had better games than Microsoft, and Nintendo had better games than PlayStation, in my personal opinion. I was always more akin to the Nintendo exclusives than PlayStation's, which is why I've never played a God of War game, or I never played Gran Turismo. You know, I didn't play those games. 400p. Oh, that's right, Joe Darkness. You've built PCs before. Yeah, no, I've only built the PCs I have in this house, and I have done massive amounts of tinkering with mine. The only thing I've tinkered with my wife's is just swapped out the processor. The one upstairs was one that I scrapped, an old Lenovo that crapped out. The graphics card got bricked, and I swapped the entire thing out into a new case with a few extra parts. So, hey, Patrick. How's your night going? All right, so we're gonna dive right into this. This is like half of the posts I have, the bookmarks I've got brought up here. No interest in Xbox. I mean, I say again, I no longer care. I no longer care what consoles people play on. If it's Xbox, PlayStation, Nintendo, PC, have at it, enjoy it. Currently, though, I hate Nintendo. No, I hate Nintendo too right now, for real. Hey, Oblivion, have a good night, buddy. For most people, it was a Halo console. Exactly. That's the thing. Xbox, the reason you would buy an Xbox is, I mean, there are people who were Gears of War fanatics. I never really understood that. The game for me was it was okay. It was fine. I've played a couple of them. But I just personally, like, Xbox was for Halo. That's in the same way that although there are a lot of cool console exclusives for Nintendo, like Mario and Donkey Kong, I was always for Legend of Zelda. That was the reason I would buy a Nintendo, was for Legend of Zelda. You're just gonna hang out in here, huh? All right. I need to bring your bed in here if you're just gonna hang out. Yeah. Okay. Well, whatever. At least console wars have more reason to exist than iPhone versus anything else. Yeah. What's the point of buying an Xbox at this point now? There is none. At this, but I don't know. I mean, I guess if not every console game is going to go to PlayStation, let's say there's going to be some console exclusives for PlayStation that never go to Xbox and vice versa. And you want to use Game Pass, but you don't want to own a PC. I guess that would be the reason to buy an Xbox instead of a PlayStation. But still, I would argue that for either one, you're better off just to buy a PC. You know, build a PC, buy a PC, figure out how to get it on PC. I don't know. Back in the day, I could play new games on severely outdated hardware without constant stutters, just lower FPS and using a different rendering method. Now my 3-year-old PC is stuttering with everything new and tries to emulate itself. Yeah. Man, yeah. That's for real. That's the thing. Only reason I bought PlayStation was for Sucker Punch, Naughty Dog, and Insomniac games. That's not an option anymore. Yeah, I mean, that's the thing too. If you become disenchanted with a franchise or a publisher or a studio or developer, and you no longer want to support those companies, it's like, well, that was the entire reason I was buying PlayStation, was, you know, for these exclusive games from these titles that work with Sony. So I don't know, like, as much as we like to harp on different games and developers and publishers and stuff on channels like mine, it's another thing to be like, look, if you enjoy a studio, you enjoy a game, I am not here to tell you you're a terrible person if you support X, Y, or Z. It's just make conscious decisions about who you support and where your money goes. That's it. And if you're okay with where your money goes, have fun, you know, whatever. Main reason I picked up the OG black Xbox way back was because my girlfriend at the time took over my PC to play Morrowind. Based. Oh man, dude, you had a good one. You let that one go? Unless she didn't shave her pits. If she took your computer to play Morrowind, but she had hairy armpits, then I guess you benefited in the long run. I love all consoles and PC. I love video games. Hey, based also. Nothing wrong with that. I just need to look at the printer market. The ink carts are dearer than the printer, and no one wants a printer repaired. Dude, I hate printers. Joe Darkness, if I'm being honest, printers are the only piece of hardware when it comes to things that you use via a computer or a smart device that I despise. I hate printers. Something always goes wrong with printers, and I can't fix them. Like, I don't take printers apart. And I have actually tried to clean printer heads where you flush it out and stuff, and it makes a god-awful mess, and it's the worst. Oh, she cheated. Damn, dude, that's rough. I'm sorry, man. All right. So GameStop released this statement as of October 25th. Now, GameStop has done a lot of memeing. And to be fair, I've shit a lot on GameStop because GameStop kind of like destroyed their entire business model. They did nothing but collectibles. Everything went to digital instead of physical. They got, what's his face, Reggie from Nintendo to come be the CEO. That didn't seem to fix anything. They were talking about launching like a more of a digital storefront type thing. To my knowledge, I don't think they actually made that happen. So GameStop is kind of a meme. And then, of course, we had the GameStop stonks during, of course, the 2021, I think it was. So you don't take GameStop seriously. It's just a meme. I think Morrowind was new. Damn, man, that makes me feel old. That was a great game, though. That is the only Elder Scrolls game that I have actually sunk significant time into. I dabbled with a couple others, couldn't really get into them, but Morrowind was, oh my god, such a great game. All right, so they put out this statement. GameStop declares the console wars over. Sorry, I gotta clear the throat. Whereas for the past 2 decades, the global gaming community has engaged in an ongoing and increasingly petty conflict known as the console wars, whereas said conflict originated in the early 2000s with the release of Halo Combat Evolved as an Xbox exclusive title, whereas Halo Combat Evolved is officially coming on PlayStation in 2026 with cross-platform play, therefore GameStop acting under its authority as neutral entity and the world's retail gaming and trade-in destination, that is such a joke, it's not even funny, hereby declares the official cessation of the console wars. All claims to exclusivity are hereby dissolved. Console loyalists are instructed to cease hostilities, disband militias, and enjoy this new era of gaming. GameStop will continue to operate as demilitarized zone, offering hardware, accessories, and trade-ins to combatants on all sides, power to the players. Now, there's a proposed community note. I'm not even going to look at it, but it's like you have to be retarded to community note something like this. This is a meme. It's a joke. Like, don't take it seriously, guys. Come on. All right, there's no animals trying to get in. But what caused the uproar was they then posted this. Let me see. Did this one come first? Rapid Response 47, not sure who this is, says President Trump presides over the end of the 20-year console war. And then GameStop shared this image of Trump shaking Master Chief's hand, right? Okay. It's a bunch of memes. It's all a bunch of memes. And everyone knows the CEO of GameStop is a conservative. He has not tried to hide it at all, right? Let me see here. Picked up Xenosage 1 and 2, Soul Reaver 2. Oh, Soul Reaver's a good game. Extermination Primal and Summoner. Started as a bench engineer and repaired printer and PCs down to component level. Damn, that's awesome. Kind of hard to say they're still ongoing when Halo is going over. Yeah. Laura Fryer kept roasting Xbox's every decision they made and watching a mother telling her child how much of a disappointment they are in public. Laura Yeah, we're going to try it this way. No, Tekla, it's not me, it's the microphone. Or I should say Windows. Let me know if the mic is back. Somebody let me know in the chat. Don't troll me. Can't hear you still? Okay, yes, very much a professional. No, guys, it's some damn thing that hasn't happened for a while, but dude, I streamed for 3.5 hours. 3.5 hours on Friday. And it didn't happen. It's some Windows AI thing or whatever. I think DB Wild's the one who said something about it being like an AI thing, where it's like I don't know if it has to do with sound suppression or whatnot, but randomly it'll just kill the mic. Yeah, Windows does that. I hate it. I'm very, very not happy. Less noise now. So I now have to be quiet. Yeah. Oh, Avernum, the worst part was I opted to upgrade to Windows 11 before I had to. And then I'm like, no, I want to go back. We all shit on Windows 10, but Windows 11 is even worse. So bad. Anyways. Where did I leave off? All right, let's skip ahead to a couple days ago. Or October 26th, I should say. Windows has determined you're done now, pretty much. Yeah, newer Windows AI thinks it's helping your audio 100%. Yeah, Matt Adam, that was the first time my new webcam has ever done that. That's the craziest thing. Turn off AI and Copilot? I should. Okay, after I figure out how to actually schedule a stream through Streamlabs and have it actually go live when I hit go live, then I will figure out the AI audio thing. For right now, we'll just leave it as kind of like that little fun, quirky thing that happens on stream once in a while. But the shitty part is I don't know which USB plug is plugged into the back of the computer for the microphone. So I'm like, I'm just going to take the power source out and put it back in. I debloat Windows 11, strip out the AI options. Okay, hey, you know what? There you go. Did you go to 25H2? What is that? I don't even know what that is. All right, so the White House got into a lot of trouble because they quote tweeted this from GameStop with an AI image of Donald Trump as, of course, Master Chief with the energy sword here and says power to the players. Never had this issue on 11, but I also never installed the latest major update. My computer auto updates. I let it do its own thing. Unfortunately, I'm one of those people that even if I don't feel like updating things, I'll update things. You know, they had to freak out over the flag missing 10 stars. Oh, Patrick, 100%. That was the funniest shit was I was seeing. I don't even have any of those tweets. I've got like 10 different tabs, 12 tabs open up here. But the one that I kept seeing over and over and over again was, it's only got 10 stars. Yeah, guys, it's AI. It's not meant to be taken seriously. Like, we all know that AI right now is still pretty rough. Like, come on. Then, of course, they kept it going. GameStop shared this one here with the fat JD Vance meme, which I think this is the best thing to come out of the last year, 2-3 years of memeing. This is the greatest thing ever, is the fat JD Vance. I only update stuff if it stops working. See, I finally gave up on antivirus software last year. I'm a little behind when it comes to not falling prey to my fear of like, what if I don't update this? What if I don't update that? It's like, it's the latest version of Windows 11. Okay. Oh, yeah. AI is stupid, yes. For my builds for call centers, I toasted all the extra bloat and locked them out. They ran a lot faster and used less power. I need to look that up. Dude, but this thing here, incredible meme, right? And I think the White House, I think ICE, I think a lot of these departments get a little cringe with some of their memes. I'll see a lot of like boomer slop that comes through. I'm like, guys, okay, come on. Like, this isn't Facebook, this is Twitter. The memes need to be better than this, right? But some of these have been, yeah, Fat JD has a nice rack. Although, I'm a little confused by the size of these biceps here. Like, this doesn't look like the regular Cortana, and you can see, like, almost looks like organs look through here. I don't know what's going on with this Cortana. It's kind of strange looking. I like ML/AI, but forcing it on people. Yeah, I mean, but that's just the world that we live in now. JD Advanced Halloween costume, that would be epic. That would be epic. Last time I updated my GPU driver was back in November, then not to the latest because it had issues, but I need a newish driver. Dude, my AMD is set up to auto update. All right, so then, of course, Homeland Security got involved, and they've got this one here. This is what really set everybody off, okay? Destroy the flood, join ice.gov. All right. So, while I personally don't care, I really don't care about the verbiage. Everyone's like, oh my God, they're saying to kill immigrants. No, they're not. No, they're not. They're saying stop the flood of immigrants. Anybody with half a brain can figure that out. But they're like, oh my God, they're comparing immigrants to aliens. And then, of course, the parallels between like jihadists and terrorists coming here illegally and, of course, the Covenant, drawing the parallels from the Halo games and the religious allegory combined. It's funny, right? It's pretty funny. I actually want to join ICE. It looks fun. Susano, if I really wanted a career change, that $50,000 signing bonus sounds fun. Okay. The turrets for love. Exactly. Quarter circle jerks. My favorite thing was being a Warthog gunner in Halo 1 PvP. My God, I loved being on the Warthog. It was my favorite moment in all of gaming for like for probably the last 30 years. Playing at my buddy's house, another guy driving the Warthog as you're gunning down people it's fantastic. Politics tends to be the enemy of pop culture. Well, okay, here's the thing. I am not a fan, and people have been talking about politics in gaming, and I'm like, I'm not a fan of boomer slop memes where the government tries to seem cool and fun, but they're still spying on you, getting involved in wars in countries we have no business being involved in, sending billions of dollars around the world that we should be using here. Like, again, it's funny. You can laugh at it. You can have a good laugh, but it doesn't fix the problem, right? So then you get articles like this from Kotaku. Halo gets sucked up into ICE's recruitment meme war. Trump administration is using Master Chief a lot today. And of course, it's just the memes that we've already shared, right? If they'd offered a visa instead of the 50,000, hey now, there you go. I respect the meme because it tells me that someone at the helm of that account is aware of the culture war and is playing their part. Sure. I do similar now in Fortnite. Friend drives a Mercedes G-Wagon and I'm out the window gunning. Yeah, I mean, it's a great feeling. It's one of the coolest PvP experiences in any game, really. Angry Joe, the flood sympathizer. It's true. The internet has stripped all humor, and it's stripped all nuance away. You have to be able to accept that sometimes something that is said in jest, right? Exactly why I'm not a fan of it. You're right, Truth. It's one thing to be like, okay, accept that the meme is funny, but then you also have to accept that it's like, yeah, then you still have major issues that are not being addressed. But I guess that's the same argument people make about, yes, but there's a war in Palestine or there's a war in Ukraine, and it's like, okay, but you can think about two things at once. You can still laugh at one thing when something bad over here is happening, right? Subtle racism goes well with pop culture, in my opinion. I mean, no, it does. It does. Memes try to talk, dad jokes, spaced, progressives can't meme, scream, no jokes when you did. You're not wrong, man. I'm just saying, for me, it does feel sometimes like trying to put a band-aid on a shotgun wound. Okay, well, you take some L's, but then it's like, hey, here's a funny meme from the White House. That's all I'm saying. I still find it funny. I'm not going to be freaking out about it online. So then you got PC Gamer. U.S. government uses Halo images in a call to destroy immigration. Microsoft declines to comment. Nobody's calling to destroy immigration or immigrants or kill immigrants, right? That's not what the meme was intending. It was to stop the flood. It's a joke. It's a play on words. Immigrants flooding into the country. Anybody again with a sub or more than 70 IQ can figure that out. Remember the left hate Dave Ship? Yes, they hate anything funny. They hate anything that has humor. The new Halo remake is not even going to have multiplayer. You can't. I mean, it'll have multiplayer for the campaign. It's not going to have It's not going to have PvP. You have again 4-player co-op for the campaign, but that's it. I'm America First, but I'm not sure what it means. Yeah, PC Gamer is actually, I think, worse than Kotaku anymore. I think worse than Kotaku. Right, so the proposed community note here is immigration is mentioned nowhere in the original posting. I mean, it's pretty self-explanatory. It's never mentioned, you know? They pretend to not know things, making discourse impossible. Yeah, so should probably upvote that while I'm here. Where are we at? It was over here. There we go. That'll help. Anyways, U.S. government uses Halo images in a call to destroy immigration. Microsoft declines to comment. They declined to comment because, again, it's memes and fair use and AI images. What are they going to do? They're going to tell the White House, staffer who runs the Twitter account for the White House, you can't make memes with our game. It's stupid. Their posts all seem like a declassified government document with most of their stuff blacked out or left out, like the illegal after destroy. PC Gamer sells. Yeah, PC Gamer. I'm trying to think if they've had massive layoffs compared to the other major like media outlets. I mean, they're all owned by like 3 companies, so don't get me wrong. The same people that own PC Gamer, I'm sure, own half a dozen other media sites. But I just don't know if they've seen the level of downsizing yet, as like Valnet has. Oh, the sombrero. I mean, have you seen the JD Vance singing in Spanish with the sombrero video? It is so good. Right. They should be happy that Halo's relevant. That's what I've been saying. Between my stream on Friday and the stream tonight, this is the most I've talked about Halo or Xbox in probably 6 months. Right? Yeah, good luck with the government till with the shutdown still going on. Exactly. Because they're communists, they know what they're doing. They're used to culture. I mean, 100%, Patrick, you're not wrong there. All right, so, nope, this is just bookmarks. Here we go. You got Kaguya's Top Gal saying, imagine telling people in 2016 that the White House is posting Trump Halo memes with GameStop. I mean, that's a weird timeline we're living in, don't get me wrong. You got this Stacy K person. Your dad's favorite comedian. I don't think so. Women aren't funny. We're at the, quote, referring to immigrants as space zombies stage of fascism. Oh, boy. Oh, my God. Redditors want to sue ICE for this Halo post on r/video games. Official post from ICE. Microsoft needs to sue the F out of them. I could explain this backlash simply, but I wouldn't want to set anybody by my terminology. Ziff Davis owns this one too. Oh, they do? Okay. You know, it's funny. We should fight with their logic. They say everything's political. Well, do you want it to be quit being political now? No, Patrick, I disagree. I disagree. I don't even think it's like, okay, but now games are political. This has nothing to do with games being political or apolitical. This is not a game. Halo never mentions Donald Trump. Halo never mentions immigration. Halo never mentions right wing or left wing or fascism or communism or transgenderism. That this is about people making memes out of a video game. There's nothing about games and politics mixing. You got Henry Badger, voiced acting commissions opens. Oh, another voice actor. Dude, Susanna, we've talked about this so many times. Voice actors all being a bunch of left-wing lunatics. Halo being used for right-wing propaganda. If you know this community, we've been through some absolute effing shit, and yet we still stand strong. We may not all get along, but we're certainly not supporters of a pedo president and his racist militia. Stay cool. All right. I am as pissed off as anybody about the way this whole Epstein thing is shaken out. And if Trump was ever, like convicted or proven to have done things that you could allege come anywhere close to this, I would be fine with him going up against the wall or in prison like anybody else would. Like, again, this is the crazy thing where most people agree if somebody is a convicted like child molester, those kind of things, I don't care if you voted for the guy 100 times or if he was your best friend or even your brother or your sister or whatever, that person's going to jail for the rest of their life, at minimum. So my problem isn't that, people call him this. It's the fact that everyone is... These same people, when Joe Biden was president, let's put a perspective here, didn't give a rat's ass about Epstein. Did not care. Did not care about Epstein at all. And when Kamala Harris was running for president, they didn't care that she didn't mention Epstein at all. My issue is that Trump brought it up and didn't do anything about it. To be clear, right? So... Streisand effect, if they stopped the White House from doing Halo memes, they just double down. Right, exactly. There's nothing they could do about it. Space zombies, no. Those are actual parasites, quite fitting. Don't run into this nonsense with the Asian voice actors, right? Voice actors ain't shit. Well, and a lot of them are really bad at their jobs, to be honest. That's just the truth. You got this dude here saying, I promise he's not going to save your failing business, big dog. Hey, that's fair, to be honest. I will say, GameStop stock surges 7% after White House boost. Guys, the GameStop meme stock is dead. It's over. It was over $300 at one point. It's $25, guys. That's, I don't know. These people are currently happy voting for a guy with multiple Nazi tattoos. Wait, which guy is that? I don't even know which one we're talking about. Oh, you're right. Shit, there was a guy that had like the 1911 tattoo or something. I think I saw that. Sally Maki is a better English voice actor than anyone in the Texas dubbing scene. For Tenga saying, never in a million years did I think I'd see the White House console war with GameStop on Twitter using AI-generated images, mixed emotions, but nonstop laughter. I think that's a fair way to feel. Again, like I said, you can criticize the memes, you can criticize the White House, you can criticize the administration for not following through on things, but it's been hilarious to watch. It's freaking awesome shit, especially the outrage from people. The only reason these memes are getting such gruff is because the other side didn't come up with them first. 100%. No, dude, the best memes that the left has come up with in the past 8 years was when they stole the dark Biden, Joe Biden. What was it? The dark Biden meme, right? Dark Brandon, was that it? And it's like it was making fun of Joe Biden. It wasn't anything that was supposed to be taken seriously. We literally were mocking Joe Biden, right? They tried to do the same thing to JD Vance, but the funny part is that right-wingers actually co-opted the fat JD meme and have made it hilarious. Fertango wants to be deported as well. Dude, honestly, Fertango's funny because he voted for Trump, but he's also like not crazy right-wing. I don't know. He's an interesting character. I don't think they can. You have to have wit, humor, and so on to meme well. Right. You have to actually understand humor. Christopher Sabat is a good voice actor, but I don't think I want to know him personally. Here's the thing, Truth. I've said this before, I'll say it again. I am totally fine if we could ever go back to the days of separating art from artists. The problem is the artists have gotten insanely vocal. Not just vocal, but insanely like the vitriol and the anger and the violence that they espouse towards people they disagree with makes you go, okay, this is no longer a matter of separating art from artist. If you're going to go online and say how much you hate my guts, you're not entitled to my money, right? You don't deserve my money. Nobody is entitled to anybody else's income. Doesn't land well with memes. Oh my god, liberal memes used to be like, oh, here's a paragraph. It's like, here's a zinger for you. He's posing as a Trump supporter. He voted. I don't know. I don't know enough about that. They can't come up with good memes because every meme they make. See, yeah. Exactly, Avernum. But secretly he wants to get deported. I don't know why you'd want to get deported back to Mexico unless you lived on like a luxury like a piece of property or something with a mansion and servants and shit. But this is a good one here from Joe Vargas. F ICE and F Donald Trump. Get the F out of here with using Halo for your shitty, dehumanizing police state propaganda. No one thinks your shit is cool besides low IQ, her MAGA cult members on X, half of which are bots. Y'all gonna find out soon in the next election. Yes, Kamala Harris, I believe, is the one running, currently saying that she's gonna run. And she's polling lower now than she did when she ran basically with zero zero electoral not electoral votes when they did the actual like debates and everything to find the nominee. She got like 0 votes, right? Any meme that includes juxtaposition is not a meme, it's a lecture. 100%. The internet has made us even more cynical. Dude, that's, to be fair, that's a real thing. I mean, you spend too much time online, you see the worst humanity has to offer. This is a funny one. Lily says, only the lefties and Matt Walsh will be mad about this. To be fair, Matt Walsh finds some things funny, but he's got kind of a stick up his ass about a lot of things. Yeah. Hey, I thought that was a funny comment, Avernum. You seem angry. Popular vote winner again. Oh. Didn't Angry Joe get into a huge drama or was something really bad? I don't know. There was something with Angry Joe, but I don't know what it was about, to be honest. I don't follow Angry Joe. I've never watched his videos. Only bit of his content I've consumed is when somebody else was watching a video. I think it was Cult Classic Cage was watching his video review of Mafia Old Country. So I don't know. You got this guy here who's got a Khajiit profile picture, so totally not a furry LARPing as a video game character. Calling human people the Flood is fascist ideology. It's abhorrent that Microsoft allows this. Here's the real picture, and it's got Donald Trump as, of course, the Covenant. You know,
how much you care. It is like this tangible thing that you can point to and say, "Hey, man, I love you. This many dollars worth."
Man, to this point, Angry Joe should be deported. Lol, open mouth smile.
Lucia, I think anybody who wants open borders should be deported, okay? And I'm not saying, like, if you're not white, you should get deported, or if you don't agree with me on politics, you should be deported. But if you want this country to just let anybody and everybody just come here because there's no such thing as an illegal person, and, you know, we don't deserve to have borders because we're a racist nation full of bigots, then I think you should get the hell out. You should be the first in line to be deported. And thanks to the 5, Lucia. I appreciate you, dude, a lot. Yeah. No, it's always the people that are like, F ICE, F this, F that. That's like the minute somebody's breaking into their house, you're going to call the cops. You're going to call this so-called police state. And it's like, I am the first person to tell you, I wish cops didn't have to exist. I wish the FBI didn't exist. I wish 3-letter agencies didn't exist. And I wish we didn't need police officers. But unfortunately, we are still at a point in society where police officers are necessary. So people going on about ICE and the police state and stuff, it's like, dude, you'd be the first person to call for help if somebody was breaking down your front door. Like, give me a break. Yeah, the presidency wants to run away from her, yeah. Last thing I remember was this cheating scandal. Well, to be fair, a cheating scandal, as terrible as that sounds, that's not going to end anybody's career. I mean, hell, Dr. Disrespect, whether you like the guy or hate the guy, survived both a cheating scandal and the whole Twitch banning thing that kind of blew up last year, so... People like that who are the most privileged? Exactly. Joe's having a meltdown on Twitter, H. Brown. 100%. We have real problems in the world. Potable water shortages in the U.S., energy shortages in the U.S., mineral shortages. They're really mad about this. Yeah, dude, it's the stupidest thing. It is the craziest thing that getting rid of people that are not legal citizens from your country is like the hill to die on. It just blows my mind. That didn't even used to be a political topic. Like, that didn't used to be a right-wing, left-wing thing. If I'm not mistaken, you go back to, like, Bill Clinton. Maybe even Barack Obama talked about strong borders and, you know, getting rid of illegal immigrants. I could be wrong about Obama. That might be giving him too much credit. Let her run. Her own party wouldn't back her last time. Now everyone knows what she is. So yeah, run her again. Yeah. I mean, that'd be the easiest slam dunk. But here, they're also floating the idea that Trump's going to try to run for a third term, third presidency. I'm like, I don't think that's, I think that's more memeing, to be honest. I don't think that's really a thing. Sad they don't take us anti-woke seriously over the bad apples. Well, you know, it's just the whole thing. Life is a shit show, you know? Country with open borders is no country at all. Well, that's what they want. That's what they want. They want the multiculturalism that has been proven to fail time and time again. Obama was the deporter in chief. Did he actually deport people more than let's say Bush or Biden did? I know Biden didn't deport anybody. Guess a lot of people still don't know. Yeah, maybe. Same dude, somehow a worse look for Halo than Halo 5 Guardians. That is too far. Okay, you might not like the ice flood meme here. That's your opinion, but saying it's worse than Halo 5, that's rough. I'm sorry. Halo 4 and 5 were some of the worst games ever. In hindsight, I really wish 343 successfully killed Halo. This is from Al Elizabeth. She, her. My Roman Empire is Halo. Lesbian owl girl. Zubal's wife. Wow. And an IRL Susel enjoyer. Alliance mains Deanna. It's all furries. The people who are pissed off about this are all furries. Now H. Brown, you're here right in time because this is the guy that I saw earlier. That's a complete numbnuts retard, okay? Sean Bolin. You guys want to know who Sean Bolin is? Apparently he is formerly of Screw Attack, Rooster Teeth, and the founder/owner of Game Attack. Okay, 10,000 followers on Twitter. No idea who he was for today. It's like, you know who loves this? The same dumb fucks who said to keep politics out of gaming for the last 8 years, right? So, I quote tweeted this and said, hey, asshat, show me where Donald Trump appears in Halo. And he didn't get it. And I said again, keep politics out of gaming. Where exactly is Donald Trump or right-wing propaganda being injected into video games? This is a meme. A cringe meme nonetheless, but still just a meme. He responded with, show me where Master Chief reports immigrants, and I said, he doesn't. That isn't in the game. Thanks for continuing to prove my point. And his response is, my man, you are weird. There's no... H. Brown, I think you shared the meme earlier. Somebody else said it in chat. It's one of those things. You can't argue, debate, or even discuss ideas with these people because they are fundamentally opposed to even pretending to understand what you're telling them. They won't. They refuse. Was that Craig's ex-coworker? I don't know, Patrick. I have no idea. I know that Craig worked at Screw Attack. I don't know if he worked with Sean Bolin or not. Definitely a kid's account, report it. Probably. Sounds like she only cares about Halo because government identity posted about it. Yeah. But I mean, imagine seeing this, saying keep politics out of gaming, and then having people explain to you there's no politics in the game. No one's saying to put Master Chief or to put Donald Trump or immigration or ICE in Halo. No one's saying we need it. Although I would play a game as ICE, don't get me wrong. That would be a pretty fun game. The moment they give you ground, they have to prove that they're wrong. Right. When you're too stupid to understand you're the joke. I mean, I swear to God, there some of these people. Logic left the room. Craig has even mentioned that Sean fell off weird a long time ago. Oh, so I was arguing with a retard and I didn't even know it. That's fantastic. Another one. Quoting Grums, and I have no respect for Grums, but Grums quote tweeted the White House, and this guy, the young homie Kobe, says the same losers that said politics shouldn't be in games. Once again, I said it's not in a game. I hope this helps. He says, make it funny and not cringe. Think. And I'm like, okay, if you think the meme's cringe, that's fine. You're entitled to your opinion. Fair enough. You can think the meme is cringe. But no one is putting politics into the game with a meme. They're memeing on the flood in Halo. Like, come on. They're fundamentally opposed to not being prepubescent brats. You're weird, isn't him making a disingenuous comment? It's him having a 13th grade education and a GPA of 1.7. Oh, God. That might be the insult of the day there. That was pretty good, Sasha. His point is so dumb when you remember one of the first AI memes was Joe Biden, Obama, and Trump playing cards. It was not making games political. It was shit posting with politicians. Right. Guys, how many times have you guys watched the AI Donald Trump, Joe Rogan, Joe Biden, Obama, where they take the AI like audio files and they take like a Warhammer setting and they have them talking about like things in Warhammer, but as the presidents, right? It's hilarious. And nobody's saying make Warhammer political. Look, Warhammer has its own politics. We don't need Obama and Trump and everyone else in Warhammer. But they still use Warhammer as a funny setting for like a satire, right? So, I don't know. Yeah, 60 IQ poster right there, pretty much. I have not played Metal Wolf Chaos. OG Xbox game where 43rd Abuse President pilots a giant mech in DC. It's awesome. That's pretty cool. Isn't cringe, though, part of what makes it funny? I mean, yeah, I think that you can respect something that's cringe and still find it funny. I think you can acknowledge that something is kind of cringe but humorous at the same time. I'll still shake my head and laugh at a bad joke. Cringe or not, doesn't matter. Paul Tassi joins in with the Homeland Security tweet, says, okay, Microsoft, probably time to get off your ass now. There's a difference between stupid AI memes and using Halo to recruit for ICE and saying destroy immigrants while comparing them to a mutant, inhuman alien race humanity is trying to purge. First off, the Flood wasn't the alien race. Does Paul even understand Halo? The Flood was parasites, not the Covenant. Like the race of aliens, all the aliens that made up the Covenant was not the Flood. Does Paul not know that the Flood and the Covenant were not the same thing in Halo? I'd comment on this, but he has me blocked, so I can't actually say anything to him. It's funny how they all jumped to Microsoft. They all forgot about Xbox or 343, right? Yeah, I wish these were bot accounts, but they might be real. No, they're real. I mean, I swear to God, some of these people just say words because they think that words sound fun. It's also Goofy Savvy says, why don't you ask Microsoft to abandon their contracts with the government and stop giving them discounts or free shit? Oh, right, because you're a performative retard. Yeah. They're all effing stupid. Microsoft offers U.S. government over $6 billion in savings on cloud services for over 3 years. This is from September of this year. Yeah, I don't think Microsoft is going to be going after the White House, just saying. None of them know the game isn't out on PlayStation yet. None of these idiots play games anyways, right? No, Halo does not have any yellow paint to follow. Actually, the first campaign, those levels, you kind of get turned around pretty easily. What was this from Polling USA that Kata responded to? So from Polling USA, they've got the Homeland Security one and says, using one of my favorite IPs to promote fascist violence against refugees and migrants is just depressing. I love how deporting illegal immigrants is fascist. Crazy. Kata says the UNSC nuked a whole island to stop rebellion, but sure, they draw the line at illegal immigration, LMAO. That one I don't remember. What is he talking about with nuking a whole island? Is he talking about... He's not talking about Halo 5, where Cortana destroys that one planet or city or whatnot. I don't remember what... Is that from, like, the books or something? I'm not remembering that in Halo. Let me see here. Okay, we have Endymion's tweet here. And I say again, this is a banger tweet. So, kudos to Endymion. I don't always agree with him on a lot of stuff, but this is pretty based. I posted what Angry Joe said last night, and someone got angry at me. I'm like, tell that to Angry Joe. Oh, man, it's fun when you use their own words against them, right? Paul's just piping up because he has to do his part and voice a lefty virtue signal. Oh, Empress, we're just going all over all this Halo Trump stuff. USNC, never mind. Yeah, I don't know. Japan, I guess? My family wasn't born in this country. They came here legally. Susano, my grandfather was from Sicily. Okay, my mom's dad was from Sicily. He had to come here legally through Ellis Island in 1904. It's not impossible. And guess what? 1904, Sicilians, there was racism against Sicilians, okay? There was plenty of it. My ancestors on my mom's side are Irish, Italian, and Dutch. There was plenty of racism against those, at least 2 out of 3 ethnicities to go around coming to the, early American, nation here in the early 1900s, late 1800s. So, like, don't even tell me that it was easy for him. Like, come on. You can do things legally and still, respect the country you come to. Joe's from Texas. I hope he gets deported anyways. That'd be funny. All right. So Endymion says, "Be angry, Joe. Mad Halo is used by conservatives. Composer of series is a conservative. Game's entire plot is a religious allegory. Flood, Ark, Halo, all Bible references. Plot is defeating beings who invade and impose their religion and ways upon humanity against their will. Sound familiar? ? Point of series goes over his head. These people are retarded." So, to his point about the similarities between Islam and Muslims and, Islamification of the West and everything else, they actually had a character they were going to call the elites, dervish, but they changed it because they felt like it would be too offensive. Like, they already had similarities between Islam and the Covenant, and they felt like it was like, okay, if we have them called dervish, it's just going to take it too far. So they actually took the name dervish away. Wife is from Canada. She came here legally. She respected the country enough and did it the right way. People make it sound like it's impossible. My brother, military, and he doesn't like Trump. My brother's like a Bush Republican. So he's indoctrinated by the military. He believes a lot of leftist crap, but he's also not a liberal. But he married a German woman. And her and her daughter came here legally so they could get married. And it took them forever to get it figured out and get everything ironed out. And they got down to where they had like 5 days to get everything officially done. But they got it done. The military didn't even make it easy for him. He had to jump through hoops to get it done, but they still got it done. Oh, yeah, gangs in New York. Exactly. Why use the game to promote real-life police force? But again, being angry towards Trump because of this, I don't know what he initiated this to begin with. It's just memes. They're still mad about memes, Empress. It's the same thing that's been going on since Trump first got elected. They're pissed off because they can't meme, Callum retweeted this one and said, "I think the goons won." And again, this is funny because this is an article I've seen a lot of people sharing. I think Smash JT shared this earlier today. It's an article from Wired from 10 years ago, 11 years ago now, saying Gamergate goons can scream all they want, but they can't stop progress. And it's like, you go 10 years forward, and here we are, right? If they're making a due process claim, I don't disagree with that. I mean, that to be fair, there's arguments to be made for due process, but I also look at it and go, if somebody's been in my country illegally, making no attempt to become a national, legalized citizen, become naturalized or whatever, I don't really care about due process. Get them the hell out. I don't know. We have such a massive amount of problems that we are not really addressing as much as we need to. And unfortunately, I don't think we're going to see the numbers that we were promised. Again, just kind of like the Epstein stuff during the beginning of the Trump presidency, the election and all that. And we have a lot more that has to be done. So unfortunately, I don't know that we're going to actually see the progress we were promised. It just seems like we're treading water at this point. They're not illegal, to be clear. What they did was they still need to be brought before a judge to confirm that. See, this is where I think we get into a lot of gray area, unfortunately. And I get what you're saying as far as okay, if you're accused of a crime, you have to be convicted of a crime. But the crime is done on U.S. soil by somebody who doesn't belong on the soil. In my mind, shorten the process. Say, okay, you're not a U.S. citizen. Put them in a car and drive them across the border. It's a really easy thing to solve, Yeah, so Empress, it's just that they're using Halo memes between the Homeland Security and the White House. They're using Halo memes to promote ICE and Trump and all that. And everyone's freaking out about it. They say because they don't actually know what to do with them. Sure. If someone immigrates to then ride on the street while waving the flag of the country they fled from, yeah, F those guys. Yeah, Vern, I'm 100%. I think that there needs to, again, be a serious argument about getting people who have immigrated to a country and are actively working against the country from within and say, wait a second, your citizenship, your naturalization needs to be reconsidered. Just saying. If I move to Poland and start cheering for Russia to invade Poland, I think they are within their rights to say, you know what, your citizenship is revoked, get the hell out of here. And Russia should do the same for anybody who moves there and says, hey, Slava Ukraine, okay? And I'm not getting involved in the Ukraine-Russia conflict. I'm saying every nation, Ukraine, Russia, Poland, whatever, should have its own interests, its own national borders and security first and at heart, you know? That's just, in my mind, the way that it is. That's the way it should be. They can't stand that conservatives play the same stuff they do. Well, it's a really funny dichotomy, Patrick, because I think more right-wingers, and I could be wrong, because there's a lot of PC players that are right-wing who also pirate games. But in general, I mean, look, the gaming audience, the male gaming audience, men lean conservative more than women. That's just a fact. White men much more so. And so if predominant number of gamers are white men, it's probably going to lean more conservative than liberal. At the same time, you've got people who make the games lean liberal because creatives and artists tend to be more liberally minded. So it's a really weird situation. It's part of why we have the mess that we have. Not sure if we still do it, but you were required to learn the nation's history, as you should. That should be part of it. We already have politicians in Poland who push us to that conflict. We don't need to do as well. Right, exactly. That's my point. You don't need anybody else going to your nation and stirring the pot, stirring shit up. You shouldn't have that. You shouldn't put up with that. We shouldn't have to tolerate that. I recommend getting a robot to row around your bean field. No, man, I would move to the Czech Republic or, I don't know. Empress makes Bulgaria sound pretty based, pretty awesome. I know Hungary's got issues with their government, but I know that they're also fairly right-wing and conservative, but Hungary, I don't know. It also sounds like there's some pretty dangerous areas. I haven't really researched. I'm not leaving the U.S. to move to Europe. The furthest I would move is like Midwest or Texas or something. I'm just saying, if I had to move to Europe, there's definitely some countries in mind. Poland's the most based out of all of them. I don't know why it's this way today, but back in 2012, it was basically around $200 and the ability to pass the test. Oh, interesting. I've never looked into it. I've never thought about, emigrating, I don't know, leaving this country. I've never thought about becoming a citizen somewhere else. We got the Pride Parade band here, based. And again, here's the thing. I know everyone's got different opinions about like the gay stuff and LGBT and pride and all that. My main issue, it's like, okay, I can't dictate how you live. I can't dictate who you want to be in a sexual relationship with. All I can do is raise my kids with what I believe, and just, people are going to make their own decisions. However, it cracks me up that the pride thing has become so contentious, when the reality is most people, I think that most, like even gay people, would look at the pride crap and be like, yeah, this is just weird, kinky fetish shit that doesn't belong in public. Like, if you can't accept that, then I'm worried about you as far as, like, what your level of degeneracy is. Like, okay, it's one thing if you're gay. It's another thing if you're, like, straight up, oh, yeah, I'm going to walk naked in a parade in front of children and women and stuff. Hungary got screwed over by the end of World War I. I know a lot of people got screwed over by the World War I and II. Oh, yeah, obviously don't name names. Welcome to visit. Well, I'm paying a fortune just to rent a house. The house isn't that much more than my apartment was, but my God, the water bill is going to be insane. Like, holy crap. Been all downhill since the Ottomans started invading them, to be honest. Damn Ottomans. That's why they hire outside of the country. Yeah, that actually makes a lot of sense, Patrick. Dude, they have studios, like, everywhere, don't they? Like, 7 studios or something? It's crazy. All right, guys, I'm probably going to hit the hay. I want to get a little bit of sleep before work tomorrow, but guys, I'm going to be trying to post on YouTube. I'll probably throw a poll out there at some point tomorrow or over the next couple days. I want to figure out what I'm going to stream on Friday night, because I want to do a Halloween game, spooky, scary game, stream. So my top contender right now, as silly as it might sound, Little Nightmares 2, mainly because it's on sale right now and I really, really like the first game. But if you guys have ideas, you can feel free to drop them on Discord or on Twitter if you follow me on X, or I'll post them again. I'll post some polls and stuff on YouTube on the community tabs and stuff. Real Problem is Crazy Woke, Green Deal. Dude, I hate the EU. I hate the EU. I hate NATO. I hate all this national, worldwide globalization shit. I hate all that. The weather's nice here. Dude, you're describing life in my state. Washington is so beautiful. The weather sucks half the year. It's a lot of rain, a lot of gray, a lot of clouds. But my God, we have the prettiest summers. It never gets that hot. Even when it does get hot, it's not unbearable. And it's a gorgeous place to live. Washington's incredible. We don't need to agree with anyone to get along with them. That's true, Susano. 100%. Crow Country is really good. Okay. OGLGB want nothing to do with the current alphabet crowd. I think that's becoming a more of a norm. 100%. All right, guys. I appreciate y'all for hanging. I am gonna hit the hay, get some shut eye here, and hopefully my leaf blower gets here before Halloween, because I have got branches and pine needles and pine cones and shit all over my driveway, my yard. It is insane over here. It's terrible. Oh. I also need to get the pressure washer out and actually use that thing for the first time, but it's been raining here nonstop, so I don't really want to go stand out in the pouring rain and shoot water everywhere. So, all right, guys, I am out. Like I said, I will be back for sure at least on Halloween and probably on Wednesday. Maybe we'll do a live stream on Wednesday if there's something worth talking about. But that's going to remain to be seen. Don't dream about us too much. I will try to not... I'm not going to say it. I'm not going to say it. Hey, Empress, are you streaming? Because I could raid your channel real quick if you are. While I still have a few people here, I could do a redirect. Let me see if anybody else is even up. I don't even know if anybody... Smash is on, but it's almost midnight. I don't know how long he's going to be on. Damn. All right, I'm just going to call it a night. We'll just end it here. It's okay. All right, guys. Give 5 seconds extra in the end. No. No, I'm just going to cut myself mid-talk, okay? Mid-speaking. Cinevere's on? I don't know if I follow her on YouTube or not. I thought I did. Let me see. Hang on a second. What's her channel name? Oh, I found her. Okay, here we go. Here we go. All right. Subscribe. We are just going to redirect right over there, and then I'm going to hit the hay. The stream is ready, but not streaming. Empress, I swear to God, I actually had the stream scheduled tonight through Streamlabs, and I don't know what the hell I'm doing wrong on there. But because you log into Streamlabs through YouTube through your account, I can't just put a custom URL, custom stream key and all that kind of stuff. So when I scheduled the stream, I thought it was good to go, and then I hit go live, and sure enough, it went nowhere. It created a second stream. So, fun times. Very fun times. All right, where is the redirect at? Here we go. Come on, I'm typing. Where's the... Oh my God. There we go. All right.